Alright lads, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a quick look at the TOG 2. This is the event reward premium for the ongoing 11-year anniversary event, I guess. So it's coming in at, it's coming in the British Tech Tree at rank 3 and battle rating 4.7. Quite a nice position to be at, to be honest. 4.7 has a very strong lineup for the British. Got the Sherman Fireflies with that 17 pounder. This gun, I did actually think it did have the 17 pounder. It looks like a 17 pounder. It's actually the 94mm 28 pounder. OQF, or Ordnance Quick Firing, for anyone that's wondering. Anyway, so let's go over the basics first. As I said, it's rank 3, 4.7, 1.4 rate nominal for your RP modifier. Not the best, to be honest. And then the Silverline modifier as well of 1.2 is pretty tragic. Guardian always finds a way to screw over its players. Especially all the premiums you can get for free always have terrible multiplier rewards because they want you to obviously buy premiums instead of just getting one for free. But Guardian's shady business practices aside, let's go over the tank. So first thing I'll mention, this is a modification. We'll see when we go into a test drive. We basically get a howitzer here, as well as two sponsons. Well, one sponson on either side. Just got machine guns in it. Speaking of which, we can see the crew. These two guys on the knees here, they are the machine gunners for the sponsons when they are in a match. As we can if we turn the camera to the front here, we can see we've got a crew of 8 men, I believe. But any round that comes through here is going to kill all of them. A Tiger 1 gun shooting at this center of mass is going to punch through and kill all 8 crew members in a single hit. We've also got all of our ammunition located in the side of the hull, and a bit of ammunition in the turret as well. So no matter where the enemy hits, basically, like 180 degrees from the front of the vehicle, no matter where the enemy hits you, it is a one-hit kill. You're going to be dead in a single hit, basically. Unless the enemy is using like a solid shot or something that doesn't have APHE. Any round that pens and has a TNT charge, it's going to kill you in a single hit. So you might be asking, well, what is the armor like? And it's pretty tragic, to be honest, lads. 76mm on the front and the upper frontal plate and the top of the, I don't really know what you call this. Upper frontal plate, lower frontal plate. It's quite a strange tank. But anyway, it's still only 76mm thick. A battle rating 4.7. Pretty much everyone is going to be able to go straight through this. It's also flat as well, pretty much. Not really angled. Not even like a T-34 where it only has 76mm of armor, but it is angled very well. Literally everything is going to be able to punch through your hull. And as we've said, any round going straight through, you're dead. The turret is a little bit better, 102mm or 4 inches. But again, at battle rating 4.7, 100mm of penetration is nothing. The Shermans might struggle at range against your turret, but they can still go through the upper frontal plate. So, in my opinion, the battle rating of 4.7 is quite fair because this tank is not survivable whatsoever. We then go on to the engine, 531 horsepower, not too bad to be honest, but it's the weight of 82.6 tons which really is a kick in the urethra really. This thing is so slow. In fact, it can only go 14 km per hour going forwards and reverse. And as you'd imagine, it has terrible traverse rate and a terrible power to weight ratio. So, good things about the tank. Well, we have the 28 pounder gun. It's the same gun found on the QF 3.7 inch Ram. I believe it was an anti-aircraft gun that the British turned into a tank weapon. I could be wrong on that, but I think that is basically what it is. We do have the APC BC Shot Mark 1. Pretty good angled penetration. Pretty good flat pen as well, to be honest. 200mm at point blank range. Muzzle velocity is a little bit slow, 792 meters per second. It's a lot slower than a gun like the King Tiger gun. But then again, this is a whole 2.3 battle ratings lower than that. Solid shot APC BC round, so no high explosive filler inside it. You are going to have to aim for components and crew members in order to knock out components. It's kind of a weakness of the entire British line, to be honest, but still a good punchy gun. The reload time as well is also fairly well. Can't really show it here because I don't have the vehicle unlocked to go into the crew. But it's about 8 seconds. Well, 7.8 second with a stock crew. So pretty fast firing gun, to be honest, for such a large caliber gun at this battle rating. So let's now go into a test drive and hopefully show you a little bit about the vehicle. So first thing to say, we do have the sponsons on the side of the hull here. These are just machine guns. I can't really show it here. We also have this howitzer. Basically the same 3-inch howitzer that's found on the British Churchill 3. Only firing high explosive. Not really that worth it. So the sponsons on the side as well. Don't know if I can fire it, but I can't really see it on the thing. Anyway, can't really use these in War Thunder whatsoever, obviously. I guess maybe you could use it against like an AA or an SPA vehicle if they're open topped, but quite a niche role. So first of all, mobility. If we try to go into a turn here, we can see that we have basically no ability to turn ourselves around. So if you go into any tight urban areas, you're basically going to be it's going to be very painful to play, to be honest. I think the mouse and the T95 are going to look like Formula 1 cars compared to this thing. The acceleration though going forwards and backwards is pretty decent for a 90-ton vehicle. Something else that I'll mention, if you've ever seen people playing the IS-2s, you've probably seen them driving backwards into battle. Kind of like what we're trying to do now. So if we turn the vehicle around, obviously from this way, it's going to be quite hard for an enemy to go through all of your hull to get to your crew members in the hull. So if you drive into battle this way, it's a little bit awkward, but you can only go 14 kilometers per hour forward and backwards, so there's no reason not to do this. There is one reason actually, that is the gun depression. You get a lot worse gun depression on the back of the vehicle. I don't really know why, because you could easily depress that gun a lot more. Gaijin just not bothering to model correctly. But if we take a look over here, you can see that the gun depression is actually very, very good. That is, it says 10 degrees on the stat card, but that's more like 20 degrees. It's like looking down at a you'll be able to basically shoot down completely. Should be a pretty good hold down actually, this tank. It's quite tall as well. And that is like ridiculous amounts of gun depression. Anyway, as you can see, if our turret decides to turn quickly, we can still shoot pretty much where we need to going this way. Might be a top tip for people. It makes you look very stupid as well. And this bit of the armor's kind of angled, maybe gives you a little bit better protection. Not really though. So for an event premium, sorry, it's not going to be a fantastic grinder. It's not going to be great for grinding out the British Tetri or even making Silver Lions. But at 4.7, it's going to have a nice lineup. It's got good backup tanks and good cast vehicles at that battle rating. So it's going to be a fun little meme vehicle, kind of like the mouse or the T95. Not particularly effective for actually unlocking vehicles, but a good bit of fun every once in a while. The gun as well, with 200mm of penetration. If for some reason you choose to deliberately up tier this up to 6.7 or 7.0, you can go through the front of a Tiger 2's turret mantlet. We won't be able to do it from this range, but for some reason if you ever got up tiered dramatically, you can still go through you can still kill most of the things. You can't go through the Panther's upper frontal plate, but a Tiger 1 is mincemeat compared to this thing. And most Soviet tanks, I guess, will be vulnerable at the turret. Maybe not at the hull. But yeah. The tank isn't going to be overpowered. That's what I was going to say. Sorry, I had a bit of a minor blank there. If it goes up any more in battle rating, up from 4.7 to like 5.3, the QF 3.7 RAM, which has the same gun as this, is 5.3. I think it'll hurt the vehicle substantially. This vehicle is just not fast enough and it's got no survivability at all. It doesn't deserve to go to 5.3 in my opinion. I think 4.7 is more than good enough for this vehicle. I don't think anyone's going to be arguing that this thing is overpowered or going to break the game. It's incredibly prone to artillery, prone to cast. He's so big, you can't really get out the way. It's not hard for enemies to kill it. It's not particularly effective at killing things, to be honest. The gun on the reload rate is good, but even light tanks are going to be able to counter this thing. Even in a full down T to 3.7, a KV, a T-34 will be able to kill you. So there's literally no reason for Guardian to make this tank even worse by increasing its battle rating. But saying that, that's what Guardian always does. They make things worse when things are in a sweet spot. But anyway, lads, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end. If you did make it this far into the video, leave a comment saying Winston Churchill. Once again, lads, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.